Hi everybody, what's going on? I am GamerChick and I would like to welcome you guys back to more of Memento of Spring! In the previous episode, Juliana had a tutor arrive who goes by the name of Autumn. And she hasn't met her tutor yet, nor does she know that her tutor was even coming. So, we just called out to the Calamity Princess. I guess we will see how this goes. No doubt she was already doing her best to ignore our chatting wafting into her bedroom. Juliana, there's somebody here to see you. Juliana, are you there? Juliana! Usually, I'd conjure her by announcing the arrival of food, but the thought of letting Juliana's new tutor witness that spectacle so soon made me feel appalled. Is she not in? No, she's in. How do you know she hasn't stepped outside? Because you can still hear the children. I'm sorry, I don't... Oh, here she is. She's not saying anything. I told you to bring me food. Does this look like food to you? And just like any normal day, she did nothing but show rudeness to the complete stranger behind me. Juliana had trouble making friends. This? Excuse me, are you referring to me? You betcha. Young lady, even if you don't know my name, please at least address me as if I'm human. Sure thing, old hag. Yes, she really had trouble making friends. Autumn reacted with the typical weariness. Despite the doomsaying and rumors, I doubt she expected to be immediately attacked by the sheer bluntness of Juliana's impoliteness. This measure of introduction wasn't a low for Juliana, but the absolute standard. It didn't matter that Autumn hadn't even accidentally insulted her pride yet. She was a tutor from the academy, and therefore... Another stooge from that school, huh? A bit quicker this time, though. Are you getting a bonus for starting early? I don't even know how much I'm being paid. As a stooge who doesn't even know what they're worth, you might want to head back and negotiate a bit before you get ripped off, you know. Your employers are pretty close to paste on the floor as far as common decency goes. Don't worry, I'll wait for you. Thank you for the advice, but I think I'll stay. How could you tell him from the academy? I've heard about your exemplary talent. No, your gift for magic, although I'm concealing it. Are you so attuned to the arts that you can perceive me as a competent sorceress? Lady, you're wearing a ridiculous party dress and enough jewelry to put the local bandits into early retirement. Excuse me? Tropical birds in the snow stand out less than you. Only the old hags from the school who spend all day gawking at one another can have so little common sense. I'm telling you now, so don't complain later. You're going to get robbed. Once you do, you can't cry, okay? Wait, stop right there. I have no intention of getting robbed. Okay, well, once you are, I don't want to hear any excuses afterwards. Really, I have had it up to here with seeing you old hags bawling your eyes out because small-town life isn't very pleasant after all. You're here to teach me magic, not to be taught about the realities of life. I don't want to deal with it. Seriously, everything echoes around here. I can hear their sobbing no matter where I hide. Very well, I'll take your warning under consideration. But you don't need to call me old hag. My name is Autumn. I'd prefer if you use that instead. Incidentally, most people have names, even those at the academy. I hope you'll eventually learn to address your peers with the mechanism of respect. The ones paying for all your lodgings, tuition, and living expenses, that is. The ones paying for me to keep from walking over there and engulfing them in a tornado of crimson retribution. What did you say? I said, why are you early? You're the new tutor, right? That usually never happens. The one before you was late, and all the ones before that too. Then I suppose I'm fortunate that my carriage encountered no difficulties. Neither did theirs. The last one took 2 weeks just to find her way here, from the inn across the street. I don't care what she says, I know what I saw and smelled. This is a crappy town with more bars than people. I know what booze smells like. In that case, I apologize for the poor punctuality of your previous tutors. I'm sure they had their reasons. They're bad reasons. Regardless, that was in the past. And as you've correctly discerned, I'm your new tutor. This is my only concern. Your only concern should be working out a contract for this job. I know for a fact that the reimbursement you get is more than enough for you professors to get plastered every night and still have change to top up the whole house too. Putting aside how your last tutor spent her leisure time, I should clarify that I work in the Academy's research department. What? So, you're a researcher? Yes, I am. Not a professor? I'm a qualified researcher. But you're not a qualified teacher. I have no formal qualifications regarding teaching in a classroom setting, no. However, this isn't required for private tuition. So, you've got no experience in private tuition then? No. This is your first time teaching? Anything? I've never been required to educate anyone before. No qualifications, no experience. Why does it feel like the old hags in that school are trying to be funny? Hey, can researchers even do this stuff? You sure you don't need at least some kind of license before you push students around? Professor Hazeldine, who is due to be your tutor, isn't well enough to be here. In the absence of a more suitable replacement, I'm here to mentor you to the best of my abilities until she recovers. It shouldn't be for any extended length of time. Let me get this straight. You're not only a fake teacher, but a fake substitute teacher. Wow, you're right to try private tuition. A classroom would be the 9th circle of hell for you. Then I suppose I'm very fortunate. Now, Juliana, do you intend to cause me any bad memories, or will we have a productive partnership during the time asked of us? Bad memories are what you create for yourself. If you want a good one, then you should use this time as a free holiday. You can pick up sewing or go cavorting if that's up your alley. I don't need a fake substitute teacher. As very untempting as that sounds, I have a duty to instruct you until your intended tutor arrives. If it's not too much trouble for you, I'd like to fulfill this obligation. That's gonna be tough. There's nothing you can teach me. Excuse me? Nothing. I like that. I like that screenshot. We'll just take that real quick. Zilch. Nada. You won't be able to teach me anything. I could see Autumn's commitment draining from her eyes. Nothing torn. Nothing tore at the soul, quite like a 12-year-old's boundless self-confidence. I see. And what makes you believe that? There's nothing they could teach me, so there's nothing you can teach me either. You're just a researcher, so maybe you don't know this, but I'm quite the genius already. Yes, well, your name is familiar to everyone at the Academy, for better or worse. Well, through your former classmates, your former teachers, or the current architect still assessing the fireball-sized hole you put in the observatory roof, every member of the faculty knows who you are. It was an improvement. An improvement? Excuse me, but how does blowing up a tower count as an improvement? It's an observatory. You look up at the sky. The roof gets in the way of the sky. Help me out, lady. Doesn't that defeat the whole purpose? Ha! I know that sigh of resignation well. I considered telling her she'd get used to it, but it was more likely to discourage her. Anyway, if you knew about me, then you should know I'm a prodigy. Do you see me shifting in embarrassment when I say that? No, because it's true. If you're not even a teacher, then there's nothing you can show me. The real ones didn't teach me anything either, except how to flee at the crack of dawn. All that means is that you're still learning. If you really did know everything, wouldn't you already be called a maestro and not a prodigy? I'm sure you'd like to graduate from simply being referred to as talented, wouldn't you agree? Talented? Talent is what failures possess in order to look like the tallest weed in the bog. Me? I'm gifted. And what do gifted people do? They build their own bogs. Oh, that face! That face is beautiful. They're just staring at each other. I see. Well, I'm very patient, Juliana, and I'm not the least bit concerned with how your past tutors fared either. If you feel that they were inadequate, then perhaps it was because they'd grown accustomed to their regular teaching environments. However, this will not be a burden for me. Because you're a fake substitute teacher with no prior experience. Yes, I know what I am. Thank you. You've already said it several times, you don't need to say it anymore. But even as a fake substitute teacher, are you confident there's nothing I can teach you? Even if my classical knowledge is paltry compared to those you've worked with before, my experience as a researcher means that every modern development in spellcraft is yours to learn about. That is, if they're within the limits of your capabilities and understanding. Are you trying to bait me? Like I just said, I'm gifted. Like, super gifted. Being capable falls under that wording. The only thing you'll be able to teach me is a new type of expression when you marvel at my brilliance. As much as you believe that, I'm afraid I have no expectations. I do not know you and I've never seen your abilities. Hearsay means nothing to me. But if you'd like to remedy this, I'd welcome the opportunity. Juliana, what I'm saying is that even though it's only for a few days, let's make the most of them. Your last tutors may have abandoned you, but I will not. Will you at least give me that chance? Or are you willing to dismiss me out of hand simply because I'm just a researcher? You can spare me the cringe. It's not like I said no. Arguing is tiring, and I don't care either way. You're leaving soon anyways. But you say you can teach me stuff outside of the curriculum? As I said, within the limits of your... Because I already know everything important in all that standard compendiums. What do you mean, all the compendiums? Meaning I've read everything needed to advance the next 10 years. In other words, I could spend the next decade sleeping and eating while everyone else catches up with me. If that's the case, as highly unlikely as that is, then I'm sure I'll hunt down something new for you to learn. And I really do hope that your reason for somehow mastering the entire curriculum wasn't to earn yourself the right to trot. I'm only following the example of my teachers. Yes, well, please don't learn that from them. Honestly, I have no idea what's going on with you in the academy, but my only role here is to do the best I can in the time given to me. With that said, shall we begin immediately? It's still afternoon, and I'd like to become acquainted with your immeasurable prowess. Juliana snuck back into her room. Sit wherever you want, just not on the bed. Thank you for accepting my tutorage. With a hesitant, if relieved look, Autumn followed after her into the den. Little did she know I was twice as relieved as she was. Compared to the first meeting with their previous tutor, and all the broken pews that had been involved, this was a positively civil affair. Alright, guys, unfortunately we are going to have to wrap it up here. If you guys would like to see more of Memento of Spring, and if you would like to support the channel, be sure to leave a like and a comment down in the section below, and don't forget to subscribe if you haven't done so already. I really hope you guys are enjoying this visual novel as much as I am, and I cannot wait to read more. So, I will see you guys soon. Bye!